Atif just sat there. He looked like he was in deep thought. He then said, I killed a man yesterday. I killed a man for giant, mile-wide, imaginary asses. I killed a man yesterday to have an imaginary penis as big as a palm tree that never goes soft. Atif put his face in his hands and cringed. All the Muslims around him looked horrified. There was no infidel amongst them. Muhammad Yesua Yasir cussed. He slammed on the brakes, stopping the van in the middle of the nearly deserted highway, pulled out a gun and pointed at Atif, then shouted, Allah's apostle, may Allah pray on him and give him blessing, said, if anyone leaves his religion, Islam, kill him. I don't think that's metaphoric, like mile-wide asses eating 7 ajwa dates in the morning to protect you all day from both magic, from poison, and Adam bumping his head on sky, causing baldness, nor the earth being on the top of a giant fish causing earthquakes when it wiggles with a wiggly tail. Yeah, he slammed on his brakes and stopped the van in the middle of the highway and said, Allah's apostle, may Allah pray on him and give a blessing, said that if anyone leaves his religion, Islam, kill him. I don't think that's metaphoric, like mile-wide asses eating 7 ajwa dates in the morning to protect all day from poison, and Adam bumping his head on the sky, causing baldness, nor the earth being on the top of a giant fish causing earthquakes when it wiggles its tail. Earth being on the top of a giant fish causing earthquakes with its wiggly tail? Hadith says that? Asked a shocked, wide-eyed Ziyad Jabir, feeling a bit sick now like Atif. Take back your blasphemy and turn again to the religion of truth, shouted the van driver, Yesua Yasir. Atif was looking down. He then said, I saw other videos of Christian Prince 3 on YouTube. Well, mostly titles of them. He read from the hadith that proved it didn't matter if you acted good or acted bad. It didn't matter if you were a sinless child. It was all luck if you entered paradise. All dependent on whether Allah wrote the instructions of your destiny before you were born. Take back your blasphemy, brother, shouted Muhammad Yesua Yasir with his gun on Atif. Atif went on with tears in his eyes and said, in another video, he had proof from both Quran and Hadith that sun and moon travel in boats, similar to their offspring Noah, a chariot, according to Tabari Hadith, and how Muhammad talked about how a solar eclipse occurs. It wasn't very scientific. I warn you, brother, said Yasir with a gun on Atif. Take back your blasphemy. All the Muslims in the room of the van, all the Muslims in the van were begging Atif to shut up. The terror in their eyes was growing. Atif ignored their plea for him to repent. Ignored their pleas for him to repent. Atif went on softly with, I killed a man for a belief that says it's okay to rape a woman in the presence of her unbelieving husbands, as stated in Abu Dawud 2150 hadith. That's not hadith, shouted the van driver. It's daif. It's weak hadith. Like when the hadith says the sun asked permission of Allah to rise again. Atif made a smile with tears. He gritted his teeth and shook his head slowly from side to side as the tears poured from his eyes. No, brother. It's sahih. Correct. Authentic hadith. So is the one about the sun asking permission to rise again after it prostrates at sunset. The hadith is not Quran, shouted Jabir, desperate to try to get Atif to see the light before he got a bullet in the head. The hadith is not Quran. Please, brother Atif, please, come back to Islam, the young-looking Muslim shouted, looking like he was on the verge of crying as well. The crying Atif said, I saw a video on... The crying Atif said, I saw a video on his CD giving proof that the Quran says sperm forms between the ribs and backbone. There's no getting out of it, brother. We are being lied to. We are following a false prophet, a guy who did think he was demon-possessed until his wife convinced him otherwise. Take it back, oh Atif, take it back, shouted now crying Ziad Jabir, who mimed throat cutting. You don't know what you are saying. Please take it back. Please repent. Please repent. Come back to Islam. Repent, O Atif. Muhammad Yesua Yasir continued to point the gun at Atif. He was crying also, pointing the gun right at Atif's head. Please take it back. Repent. Come back to Islam. Revert, begged all in the van. Repent, shouted Yasir with a gun on Atif. I'm giving you a count of 3 now. 1. That hadith about Muhammad being demon-possessed is hadith, not Quran, shouted Mahbub. That hadith about Muhammad being demon-possessed is hadith, not Quran, shouted Mahbub. Have you all become Shiites? Asked Atif with sad eyes. Are we no longer Sunnis who believe in Sunnah? Just Quran? 2, said Yesua Yasir. Repent now. Your last chance of escaping eternity in hellfire, Atif. Atif looked up and said, I killed for a God that put an impostor on a cross to not only make it look like Jesus died on the cross for sins, while Allah secretly took Jesus up to heaven, resulting in the damnation of billions who fall for such a lie. If it's a lie, how do any of us not know that Allah could be tricking us into hell as well? What if Islam is a lie and Christianity is actually true after all? What if Jibril was an angel of light that the angel warns of? 3, shouted Yesua Yasir with fury and terror. Atif seemed totally oblivious. He just asked, what if Christianity is of God, and Islam is not of Allah, but of Shaitan? Lord, forgive me for killing for Shaitan yesterday, if true. I swear, brother, this is the last time, shouted the van driver, Yesua Yasir, crying. Muhammad Atif, the truck driver, cried and said, I can say that I repent and have come back to Islam, but if I did, it would only be to keep you from killing me. Should I lie that you don't shoot me? Is this life more important to me than the next, that I should lie so you don't kill me? Allah will reward me for my lies to protect my life when the next life is supposed to be the important life? Shut up, Shaitan. Shaitan is talking through you, shouted Yesua Yasir with horror in his eyes. Atif said, Quran 16:107 says That is because they preferred the worldly life over the hereafter, and that Allah does not guide the disbelieving people. It's because they lied to keep from dying. If I lie and say that I believe Islam makes sense, and I act like I repent, I'll save my life. You won't shoot me. But I'll be damned because I'll be loving this world more than the life to come. I'll be preferring this life more, brother. Brother, I don't know what to do. Should I lie to protect my life, to keep you from shooting or not? But if I lie, then that means I love this life more. Or again, should I lie? Quran 16:106, right before what I just recited, says you can lie if under compulsion. But how much compulsion? How much compulsion? How much compulsion or duress do you have to feel under to lie to protect your life? But if you can lie with any amount of compulsion, then doesn't that mean you can lie if this life is more important to you? Why lie to protect your life if the life of this world is not the important life, but the next is? Lie or not lie? Lie or not lie to keep your life, yet the next life is the important life. How should I be? What does the clear signs handed down say? For me, where should I turn? Where should I go? What should I say? Atef suddenly grabbed at his head and almost screamed, but caught himself. He then cried, "Help me, brother! Help me! Help me! I feel like like screaming. Help me, brother! Help me!" With that, the crying Muhammad Yesua Yasir closed his eyes and started shooting in the direction of Atif, doing the screaming for Atif. All who watched screamed and cried in horror as spray of blood went everywhere. And the ringing of their ears died down. Atif was a bloody mess, yet still alive. He coughed and gasped out, "Oh, thank God, I'm free." The van driver shot Atif in the face. Surprisingly, with a peaceful look on his face, Atif died. Yesua Yasir only fired 3 shots and 1 to the face. He put the gun down. The lights of a car were coming from the south. Yesua put the van in drive and floored it. As the van reached 75 miles per hour, the now crying Ziad Jabur said, "Couldn't you have given Atif more time? He's in hell now, forever. His skin is now being burned off daily throughout eternity, forever. And he was good. He fought in Allah's cause valiantly." "I can't believe you did that to my friend, brother," said the pickup driver, Muhammad Wali al-Din, with tears in his eyes. Yesua Yasir asked, "When you are coming from Omaha to join us yesterday, did he show any signs of unbelief?" Wali al-Din thought for a while, then said, "No, he was the most pious of our mosque, the most devoted to Allah's cause." Yeah. Yeah, I'll stop here.